si Monsignor Stephen Rossetti, ang Chief Exorcist ng Archdiocese of Washington, D.C. At meron siyang iniwan sa atin na 4 na essential elements para sa ating spiritual warfare, no? Na hindi natin kailangan makalimutan. Yung unang-una, Jesus, I trust in you. Lagi nating sasabihin yon, Jesus, I trust in you. Pangalawa, stay in the boat. Ibig sabihin, stay in the boat of the Catholic Church.
Dapat very important yan. No? Don't be looking for so many all of this kababalaghan or everything or sensational things. Always remember to be obedient to the teachings of the church.
And the means by which the church has
and use the means only given to us by God through the church.
Yes. And then Jesus, I love you. So lagi mo kailangan sasabihin yon, Jesus, I love you. At yung isa pang kailangan natin na sabihin Jesus, I believe in you. No? Kailangan laging nandun yun yung moment na yon na kailangan natin uulit-ulitin. Kasi yung conference na yun, si Monsignor Rossetti, laging sasabihin pag may question, i-reduce niya Pag meron kang ginagawang bagay, is that in the church? No. So stay on the boat. Stay always in the boat. So
kasi in the end times, alam natin that the devil will also have his own signs and wonders. Right? And even the elect, sabi nga, some will be fooled because hindi sila di-discern or hindi sila obedient sa ating simbahan. No? So the most important thing to remain always in the state of the grace, under the grace of God, is always to make sure that you're obedient to His church. Pag obedient ka, then you're protected because God protects those who are within His the fold of His church. Kasi once you start to disobey, lumalabas ka na sa kalooban ng Diyos. And then you fall into all of these diabolical spirits. Right? So very, very important yung obedience sa ating simbahan.
Father Joseph, ikaw sa ministry mo bilang exorcist, kaninong saint ka nagkaroon ng devotion talaga? Yung parang hindi ka ganun dati na devoted dito sa saint na to, pero nung naging exorcist ka, talagang yung devotion mo tumindi.
Well, of course, una si Mama Mary.
Si Mama Mary, of course. Siyempre, lahat tayong exorcist ay Mama's boy.
Kasi kaya there is no exorcist na hindi rin Marian. And all exorcists will say that because talagang yung pinakagrabe mga kaso, when you call upon her, immediately you see reactions and talagang natatapos yung kaso. Remember nga isang batang pare na lumapit sa akin from the Diocese of Antipolo. Isa naman an exorcist but he used to be my student. Sabi niya, Father, tumutulong ako sa isang exorcism. And napakahirap. So yung ginawa ko was that I was holding the demoniac at I just prayed with my mind, Mama Mary, tulungan niyo po kami. And immediately yung demoniac tumingin sa kanya at sinabi, don't pray to that woman. So nagulat siya. And then afterwards, umalis bigla yung demonyo. And then kasi I told them kasi that the devil does not read your mind.
Yeah.
So paano nalaman ng demonyo that you were praying to Mama Mary? So yan tanong sa akin. So what I said was, it was because you were praying, Mama Mary immediately in presensya niya ay biglang naramdaman ng demonyo. And so inisip niya may nagdadasal dito. At tumingin siya, nakita na siguro nakapikit ka. And because of that, he knew that what you were doing. So, nagulat nga siya kasi, Father, napakabilis. Agad-agad dumating si Mama Mary nung tinawag namin siya. Nung tinawag ko siya, using only my mind. And this has happened to so many exorcists. Kaya the number one saint, of course, in spiritual warfare is yung ating mahal na ina.
Yes.
Because she will be the number one saint that yung natatanging at pangunahing santo na gagamitin ng Diyos to destroy the pride of Satan, of course. And of course, the second most powerful saint is Saint Joseph. That's another saint na naging very close ako during my time still as an exorcist. Saint Joseph, terror of demons, no? Especially yung Saint Joseph's cord against the spirits of lust, like Asmodeus, no? Kasi ang dami ko rin mga experience sa mga kabataan na kapag sinusot nila yung cincture or cord of Saint Joseph, agad-agad yung mga temptations against lust ay nawawala. Yung kanilang mga bangungot na parang nire-rape sila sa gabi, no, biglang nawawala. And of course, my patron saints, I became more devoted to them, like Saint Francis of Assisi. Of course, Saint Joseph is also my patron saint. And also Saint Ignatius of Loyola, because I have a relic na ginagamit ko, especially nung bagong exorcist ako. And I think those are the major saints na that I use.
Kasi sa ako din, ganyan, si Mama Mary, siyempre, of course, being a Dominican, si Mama Mary, and then I learned about si Saint Joseph kasi part siya din ng devotion ng mga Dominicans eh. Pero na-discover ko siya yung power niya sa sa tulong niya sa exorcism ministry. Kakaiba. Fatherly yung dating niya eh. Si Mama Mary, iba yung dating niya pag tumutulong siya eh. Pero si Saint Joseph, iba yung dating niya eh. And then of course, si Saint Dominic being a Dominican and many other Dominican saints dahil ginagamit natin mga relics nila. Pero ako kasi nakita ko rin na eventually, si Blessed Carlo Acutis, soon to be a saint, this coming Jubilee year, malaki din natutulong yan, lalong-lalo na sa mga kabataan. No? Sa akin yun kasi, as a way for us to make All Saints Day very relevant, di ba? Is to remember na hindi tayo nag-iisa eh. We're never alone. Sometimes we think that we're alone eh. When we are pag natatalo tayo, bumabagsak tayo, parang iniisip natin, pinabayaan tayo ng Diyos. Pero actually, kung maisip lang natin, God is making us aware nasan ang kahinaan natin so that we will develop the virtues to counteract that. Di ba sabi mo yun eh. Paano ka malalaman na may patience ka kung hindi ka naman ilalagay sa situation where your patience is going to be tested, di ba? So, mahalaga din yung area na yon na makita natin, and the saints really are the ones that tell us na kayanan namin. Kayanin mo din yan.
They are like what our future, no? Pero maganda nga na I remember yung sinabi nga ni Jesus kay Saint Faustina sa diary, no? When you are in spiritual combat at lumalaban ka sa demonyo, sabi niya, don't forget that all the saints, as well as the angels, are looking down upon you. They are watching you do combat in the arena, and they are cheering for you, and they're interceding for you. Yan yung communion of saints na madalas na nakakalimutan natin. And therefore, I always say, have a devotion to especially your patron saint. Kasi a devotion means that iniimbita mo sila. Parang mga demonyo yan eh. Unless you invite them in one way or the other, hindi sila kakapit sa buhay mo. Mga santo, they will assist us, but they can only do so in a limited manner unless you give them more authority by having a devotion and praying to them. Then nagkakaroon sila ng kalayaan para mas makapasok sa buhay natin at para mas magabay tayo at kalingain tayo at tulungan tayo sa ating labanan against the fallen angels.
Iano natin muna, Father Joseph, nung umalis tayo, sabi natin yung mga multo. So, meron ba talagang ghost or multo?
Because marami, they don't now believe in ghosts, di ba? Kahit marami na, for example, marami na-experience sa mga kanilang kasambahay o mga kasama sa tahanan nila doon sa lugar. But the Bible teaches us that there are ghosts. Right? Even Jesus says that. That's why he appeared sa kanyang mga alagad, sinabi niya, I am not a ghost. Right? That's why touch me because I have flesh. And even nung nasa bangka, no, yung mga apostoles, tapos naglalakad si Jesus sa dagat, they said, it is a ghost. No? So it's a common experience and it's accepted by the Jewish society that there are ghosts, no? May mga multo. Okay? And therefore, it is something that we have ready to accept. No? Talagang may mga multo. The important thing siguro is to discern who are these ghosts. What is their identity? Sino talaga sila?
Okay. Ano sagot doon, Father Joseph? Sino ba itong mga multo na ito? Kasi sabi natin kanina, ang common concept natin ay disembodied spirits. So mga kaluluwa ng mga yumao, no? Yun ang pagkakaintindi natin, common understanding natin ay kaluluwa ng mga yumao. Pero ano ba yung proper Catholic understanding ng ghost?
Well, the basic definition is that it is a spirit
It's a spirit.
that that manifests itself. That is a generic or general definition ng multo.
Okay.
But the popular definition ng multo is, of course, as I mentioned, kaluluwa ng tao na yumao na. Okay? So I think that is something that is important to remember. Right? So, pangalawa, the popular definition ng multo or ghost is basically a soul that is roaming, that used to be alive. Okay? It used to be of course, a human soul. Okay? It's a human soul. It's not a angelic soul.
Okay.
It's a human soul.
Pero maganda yun yung kasi karamihan ng mga Pilipino naniniwala na ang mga kaluluwa, kasi meron tayong tinatawag na parang practice ng 9 days pagkatapos mamatay, 40 days. At sabi nila, narinig ko lang yun you can confirm this, Father Joseph, kung tama, na may 40 days pa na pwede silang mag-roam around the earth. Ika nga. So, yung 40 days na yon, tama ba itong pananaw na ito?
Well, hindi totoo yun. Actually, yung 40 days are simply symbols. Okay? We find them in the Bible, yung 40 days, very important yung the word 14. Kaya nga, importante that you have to understand, these are simply, we may say, symbols in the Bible that we have interpreted in a way by which you apply it to yung mga taong yumao na, no? And then think that they are roaming around this earth within 40 days, no? Because that's what happened to Jesus, no? When he resurrected from the dead, then he was with his apostles, nagpakita siya, etc. before he ascended to the Father. 40 days yun, di ba?
Oo.
So, that's where it comes from. But it doesn't mean that the soul is roaming around. Okay?
For 40 days.
For 40 days. That's not true because of the particular judgment. Na doon na yung kaluluwa with our, wherever he should be after the judgment already.
Okay. Kasi ang mga kaluluwa din, wala nang sense of time. Hindi na sila bound by what we understand as chronological time. Days, weeks, months, hours, years. No, hindi na sila doon kasi wala na silang body wala silang katawan, no? Katawang lupa ika nga. Pero mahalaga pa rin yung sinasabi mo, Father Joseph, na yung particular judgment, kaya walang wandering soul o parang umiikot na kaluluwa kasi sila ay hinusgahan na. Punta ng langit, punta ng purgatorio, or pupunta ng impyerno. Pero kanina, napag-usapan natin na lahat tayo, pag pumanaw, pag ginudge na, hindi lahat sa atin ay didiretsyon ng langit. Kasi parang sabi nga ng Gospels only the pure of heart shall see God, di ba? So sino sa atin ang makapagsasabi na tayo ay pure of heart, na we merit or we are entitled immediately to go to the kingdom of God, to heaven. So medyo questionable yon na bigla tayong didiretso. Kaya mas tenable na talagang may purification. No, sa Catholic faith sinasabi natin na kailangan yung moment na yun na ma-purify tayo kasi yung pagmamahal natin sa Diyos ay kailangan maging matinding para tayo makapasok ng kaharian niya. Pero bigla mong sinabi sa akin na sabi mo na may mga saints na nagsasabi na mas maraming kaluluwang nawawala. Yung they are lost forever, damned, they go to hell. Ano yung paki-explain nga yung Father Joseph.
Sabi ni St. Augustine, no? Of course, this is something na medyo shocking, no? Nakaka-alarma. At sabi rin ni St. Thomas Aquinas yun, no? That more souls, mas maraming kaluluwa ang bumabagsak sa impyerno kaysa pumapasok sa langit. And of course, there's a biblical basis doon, no? Because may nagtanong kay Jesus, will many be saved? At klarong-klaro sinabi ni Jesus, no? Strive to pass through the narrow gate because many will not be able to enter it. And therefore, even yung mga experience of maraming mga kwento yung mga santo, no? If you read the lives of the saints, pag binasa mo sila, no? At makikita mo talaga that the justice of God is really napakatindi. No? And you see how He really hates sin. And kahit isang yung tinge of sin, talagang He hates it because it is an abomination because He is talagang infinitely pure. Okay? He is infinitely holy. So nothing impure can unite with God. No? And therefore, imagine nyo, kaya nga yung purgatory, mukhang talagang it is something intense, yung pinupurga, talagang yung purgation doon ay talagang matindi, it is because to be able to unite with infinite purity, gaano kalinis dapat tayo? No? Gaano kalinis dapat yung kaluluwa ng isang tao? No? And the time of cleansing, of course, is not only in this world. No? If we die na may grasya ang ating kaluluwa, then we can encounter the Lord, but after a lot of purgation, para lahat ng mga attachments natin, lahat ng mga naging kasalanan natin, na, kasi alam mo, sometimes we think banal tayo kasi maybe we are not really tested. Okay? Kasi pwede kong sabihin na, I'm a very patient person, ako ay isang tao na pasensyoso. Okay? Pasensyoso. And it is only because no one has tested my patience. Now, halimbawa, nilagay ng Panginoong Diyos ako sa isang lugar na medyo mahirap pakisamahan yung mga tao doon. Lalabas at lalabas if I'm really patient or not. And because patience is a virtue, okay, that grows when you act on it, kapag hindi ako nilagay ng Panginoon sa isang lugar na kung saan ako masusubok para subukin yung aking pasensya and to continue to choose to be patient even though I feel like getting angry. Okay? Then I will not grow in patience.
Yeah.
So I don't realize na kapag ako'y namatay, wala para akong virtue of patience. So yan yung mga kailangan na, actually I'm an impatient person. The Lord simply did not put me to the test para makita ko na may, kasi yan yung fallen human nature natin. Diba yung tinatawag natin concupiscence, mas madali tayong bumaling sa masama at piliin ang masama kaysa yung mabuti. It's very easy. So imagine that all of those disorders are in my soul. Kailangan mapurga yan. And therefore, that is part of the purification process. That when I enter heaven, I have to have the patience of Christ. I should have the generosity ng Panginoon. I should have the kindness of Christ. All of these virtues ay dapat nandun. And therefore, because nandun pa yung concupiscence natin, yung fallen human nature natin, yung ating mga kasalanan na ginawa, actual sins natin, yan yung kailangan attachments to this world, etc. No? Yan yung kailangan mapurga, no, ng purgatorio. In order for me to have nothing unclean, kahit isang katiting ng dumi, hindi pwedeng, hindi yan pwedeng, that is something that will block yung ugnayan ko sa Panginoon Diyos.
Maganda yung thought na yan kasi mga kapanalig, kung nais nyo pang lumalim ang pagkakaunawa natin about purgatory, halimbawa, sinong mga banal o santo natin ang maari nating i-consult. Pwede nyo siyang hanapin sa internet. Halimbawa, si Saint Francis of Rome. Meron siyang Visions of Purgatory. No? Tatlong parang divisions of purgatory para maintindihan natin yung sinasabi ni Father Joseph na intensity of the purification. Para maintindihan natin yung the pains of purgatory. Para maintindihan natin kung bakit kailangan din natin ipagdasal yung mga kaluluwang yan. Tapos, kung gusto rin natin maintindihan yung impyerno, pwede din natin basahin yung vision ni Saint Faustina.
Saint Teresa of Avila din.
Saint Teresa
Saint Francis
of
of Rome, nandun din.
Yeah. So para makita natin yung mga naging visions nila tungkol sa hell. At maganda siyang mabasa para tayo din na serious sa ating buhay katoliko, maturuan tayo ng mga banal pagdating sa ganyang mga bagay.
So the devotion is still very, very important. Because sabi nga natin, it symbolizes the 40 days of Jesus on this earth. Although yung kaluluwa ay wala na dito sa mundo, but it's very important for us to remember that they are still one with the living. Okay? Yan yung tinatawag natin commune of saints.
Okay.
Kaya importante that itong 40 days, the symbolism of the 40 days is that we remember in a very special way yung ating minamahal na yumao na within these 40 days by offering prayers, sacrifices, and masses. And ito napaka-importante because yung kaluluwa sa purgatorio, the only thing that can alleviate yung kanilang sakit at kanilang mga pagdurusa is actually itong mga spiritual works of mercy. Offering them yung ating mga dasal, offering them yung ating mga sakripisyo for so that medyo umikli yung kanilang stay sa purgatorio. And of course, yung pinaka-importante yung misa. And there are other sacramentals also, prayers that are very effective for the poor souls in purgatory. There are specific prayers and devotions to assist the poor souls in purgatory.
Actually nga sa Catholic tradition, Father Joseph, November is really dedicated to the poor souls. Hindi lang yung November 2 but the whole of November. So we have, the church gives us indulgences, no opportunity to gain indulgences on behalf of our departed loved ones. But na-mention mo nga kasi kanina yung yung poor souls in purgatory, they are not yet in heaven, but they will go eventually to heaven, and they can be helped by our prayers.
Actually, they are more holy than us already.
Yes.
Kasi they're already in the state of pure grace. And they cannot sin anymore. Okay? So yung kanilang kabanal ay mas angat na talaga sa atin. They are simply already, they just need to purify themselves to enter into the beatific vision. Kaya nga, I think a good question that we can also answer para sa ating mga kapanalig is regarding can they manifest and how do they manifest sa ating to the people left behind. Kasi dito papasok yung kailangan ng discernment. No? Yung kailangan itanong, are there ways by which they can still communicate with us? Unang-una, the important thing to remember is yes. And there are two reasons. Okay? When God allows a soul to communicate with the living. Unang-una sa lahat, for the consolation of the living. Halimbawa, anniversary ng isang yung tatay mo na yumao na, no? Suddenly, you start to smell his perfume. So that can occur. The Lord can allow that in order to console the person who is left behind. Okay? And secondly, in order to seek for prayers so that we do not forget them, na hindi natin makalimutan ang ating minamahal. So we offer sacrifices when we experience a manifestation of their presence. And sabi ng mga, according to our theology, usually yung mga kaluluwang ito, na yung ating mga minamahal sa buhay na yumao na, usually sila ay nagmamanifest usually through dreams. Sa mga dreams. Okay? Not usually full-blown apparitions, etc. No? But usually it's through dreams, or little, we may say, as I mentioned, parang during their anniversaries, special days, you experience some form of their presence, no? And it can come in many ways. Kaya, and this is important to remember. And they only appear, unang-una, number one, sa mga santo, because kaya ang mga santo, napakaraming sila mga karanasan. Seeing the souls, they come to them para humingi ng sakripisyo at dasal. Halimbawa si Padre Pio. No? Pangalawa, they appear to their loved ones. Okay? Because of course, they are the ones who can best pray for them and offer sacrifices with love. And thirdly, those people who are in the religious life so that they can also, pwede rin silang mamagitan para sa mga kaluluwang ito. That's why it's important to remember they don't just appear, that the Lord doesn't simply allow them to appear to just anyone. Okay? Kaya kapag halimbawa sa isang bahay, may parang nagkakaroon ng mga raming kababalaghan na, okay? There are a lot of movements, paranormal activities, tapos takot na yung mga tao doon, that's not a soul. Right? Because this is a soul not asking, this is a spirit not asking for prayers. Ito ay isang spirito na umaatake at nanggugulo. Okay? Ginagambala yung mga tao sa tahanan. So this is not a soul by the mere fact that the way it is manifesting.
Pero gusto ko malaman, Father Joseph, siguro ating ding mga kapanalig, curious sila na ang mga kaluluwa ba ng mga yumao natin para magparamdam na sinasabi natin. Kasi you said na God allows them to console the living or to ask for prayers. Maari silang magparamdam in one way or the other. Can they be naughty? Naughty sabihin para maging obvious ang kanilang pagpaparamdam, sila ay gagawa ng bagay na ikagugulat mo. Halimbawa, gusto ko sabihin to. Kasi meron kami isang brother na sinabi niya, nakalimutan niyang i-schedule yung misa para i-offer doon sa namatay naming pari. Nakalimutan niya yun. So, nung lumabas siya ng kwarto niya, according to his story, yung table ay gumalaw at hinarangan yung kwarto niya, yung kanyang pintuan. Mabigat yon. Hindi niya maigalaw. Tapos nag-apologize siya kasi naalala niya, ay, ngayon palang anniversary ng kamatayan ni Father. Sabi niya, pasensya na po kayo, ililista ko kaagad. So, yung sabi ko, naughtiness. Ito bang conclusion niya nung brother na yon na si Father so and so nga yung nagparamdam na yon ay valid?
Well, it can be, but that's quite rare. Right? Yung mga ganyan klaseng manifestations. But if you read yung book on purgatory, okay, yung kay Father Shopi, Jesuit, you will see how the souls can manifest in many varied ways. Right? But usually, yung mga kaluluwa ay nagpaparamdam in very simple ways lamang. So that you are maudyok ka na maalala sila to pray for them. Okay? So, and usually they do it in very simple ways. Although they, as I mentioned, pwede rin yan ay galing nga sa kaluluwa, no, yung karanasan ng ni brother. Okay? So, pwedeng mangyari yan, no. You can see also by where it is drawing you to, where it is tending you to, itong mga manifestations na yan. But but we have to be very, very careful kasi may mga ibang tao na they ask the soul na di lamang paramdam, kundi magpakita sa kanila. And once they do that, doon nagkakaroon ng problema. Because once the devil, nalaman nila ng demonyo na yan yung hinihiling ng taong ito and talagang he is very desirous of that. At bukas yung third eye ng taong ito, then the demons can manifest as the soul.
Okay, wow.
Cruzaka sindikilu, nondako sindikidu, badeveto satana, numai suade mikivana, sun malakweliba, itse bene da biba. Cruzaka sindikilu, nondako sindikidu, badeveto satana, numai suade mikivana, sun malakweliba, itse bene da biba. Cruzaka sindikilu, nondako sindikidu, badeveto satana, numai suade mikivana, sun malakweliba, itse bene da biba. Cruzaka sindikilu, nondako sindikidu, badeveto satana, numai suade mikivana, sun malakweliba, itse bene da biba. Cruzaka sindikilu, nondako sindikidu, badeveto satana, numai suade mikivana, sun malakweliba, itse bene da biba. Cruzaka sindikilu, nondako sindikidu, badeveto satana, numai suade mikivana, sun malakweliba, itse bene da biba. Cruzaka sindikilu, nondako sindikidu, badeveto satana, numai suade mikivana, sun malakweliba, itse bene da biba. Cruzaka sindikilu, nondako sindikidu, badeveto satana, numai suade mikivana, sun malakweliba, itse bene da biba. Cruzaka sindikilu, nondako sindikidu, badeveto satana, numai suade mikivana, sun malakweliba, itse bene da biba. Cruzaka sindikilu, non dako sindikido, sadevetro satana, nung suave mi kivana, sun mala queliba, itse venera biba.